Okay, today's video we're going to talk about how to create a video ad that sells like crazy using customer testimonials that you can easily get, or hope you can get anyway. Sometimes you're in a market like what we have here in the ad management industry where people don't want to tell the results because it would make the results ineffective. People copying them. But for most of you guys, it's not a secret unless you're selling adult sex toys or something like that. And even then, you should be able to get some testimonials going for your brand that you can then use to compile or construct a sales video in and itself, just by itself, that'll sell like crazy. I'm going to explain the process that we exactly use for this. This isn't just speculative. This is the exact process that we're using to make the best, highest converting video that we could possibly come up with. I could make the best pitch video in the world that goes over the features and benefits and all that for a product or service, if you're selling service, and it won't outsell what somebody else says about your product or service, and then taking it, putting it in with a nice little, pretty bow and a nice package around it, and using that to sell, specifically in the video format on YouTube. So when people are on YouTube, they buy. Or on Facebook, or on LinkedIn, other places where you can run that video ad as well. So it's not just YouTube, but YouTube's great, one of the main places we sell, because obviously that's what people are there for. That said, I'm going to, like I said, get into the content of how to exactly do this, what are the steps. I promise you anybody can do this, and it will get you a return, and you don't even have to have something that's that amazing. As long as you target your video right, i.e. in front of people that would buy your product or service, you can make money with this format, bottom line. The biggest reason why, if you've tried video ads before, that gets them not to work is because people don't believe what you already know about your product or service, that it can change lives, basically, and it can benefit the user. There's too much bullshit out there that people lie about products or services that people have gotten to the point where they believe nothing. So you got to really work to get people to believe what you're saying, and once you've done that, it's all a downhill slide from there. So the testimonial is the key piece there, specifically a video testimonial, because people don't, guess what, believe textual or text-based testimonials anymore because they're too easy to fake. People know this. The video testimonial, on the other hand, that's not so damn easy to fake. Of course, it can be faked as well. Way harder to fake. And people can tell just by someone's expressions that they've been paid to say something. So for most people are going to think they can tell somebody's faking something just by watching them say it anyway. So for all practical purposes, you get somebody else to say something positive about your company, it's going to be believed. And then now, everything else you can say about what it does will be believed. And if the user genuinely wants that benefit, you can make a sale now. And this whole thing works very well to your advantage. So anyway, I'll go through all the details on this. Let's get started. So if you haven't noticed, as I was just mentioning a minute ago, what sells online specifically are endorsements, and more specifically than that, endorsements from either one of two sources here. Either from influencers that people know of or about, or normal social media users. Because people get on social media not to hear from your pitch, but to hear from other people that are using social media, like everyday users. So if you can get one of these two parties, people, to speak well about your product or service, you can sell a lot. The influencers route is going to be better, specifically if you can get somebody that you're trying to sell to, and an influencer they specifically know, to speak well about your product, and will outsell what a customer that they don't know says about your product. Because they already trust that person specifically, so obviously it's going to outsell what some random person on the internet says about your product or service, even though a random person that they can tell wasn't paid or benefits nothing by saying something positive about your product or service, that can also sell very well as well. So an influencer and influencer marketing in general, where somebody can say something positive about you, yes, it's effective, but it's 10 times more effective if that person that you're trying to sell to knows and respects and likes and trusts that influencer already. Which is why people waste their time paying the big bucks to get Michael Jordan to say something about the product. Everybody likes and knows and trusts Michael Jordan. In a niche business, what this means is you go after the top guy in your niche. Okay? And in our industry, like the ad management industry, I'd love to do it, which it's not so easy to do in this space, but if I could get, there's nobody in the ad management space that, that everybody knows per se, but let's just say Rand Fishkin in the online marketing world. If I could get him to say that our services at our agency is great, knowing that everybody I want to sell to that pays attention to marketing stuff at all, in any regard, know him, that's going to be the best thing I can use to sell of all. Period. Even better than if Michael Jordan said it. Because everybody just automatically assumes what he says is the truth. So, and in our space, of course, as well, the biggest thing stopping, like from us being able to sell is believing that what we do works. But that same thing applies a lot more than you think in pretty much any other market. That weight loss product, if they knew it worked, they'd buy it. That broom, if they knew it really swept the floor better than the broom you have now, they would buy it. Given people they hate sweeping or whatnot. So anyway, with that said, if you can't get to or afford an influencer, you get a customer to endorse your product or service, and then you play that off as a review that was given by a random social media user that people think they stumbled upon randomly or organically online. And you could do that by taking the customer review, putting it into a video format that looks like it came from them, and then advertising that review using a secondary social media account. So it legitimately is a way to advertise on a broad scale basis, but do so in a way that just looks like an everyday organic, person talking about your product or service, so that people believe it. I'll get into detail more so how this works in a minute, but before I go into this, like I said, if you could get the influencer that everybody knows in your space and trusts already to speak well on your product, you go that route. That effectively is the most effective, more effective than having a customer speak on your behalf. But the reality is, influencer marketing, the price that people say they charge to, do a review of your product or service during their, let's say their YouTube channel is one thing, one price. To get them to say, oh, this product is freaking amazing, and talk like they actually know and like and trust it, that's a whole nother price, because people their reputation is their money. And so they're not just going to do that willy-nilly for anybody who wants that kind of endorsement. From what I've seen, it costs about 10 cents to $1 per subscriber. If you're talking about YouTube, different platforms with different prices, to get somebody that's trusted in your space to legitimately say, you guys need to run out and buy this product right now. And so if you're doing it with 1 million subscribers, you're talking about at least $100,000 worth of bribe money to do that, because ultimately that's what it is. You're bribing them. Of course, they don't use your product. Not only got to use your product, but they got to say they love it, and you got to recommend it to all their subscribers. It's extremely effective if you can get that, like I said, but some of you guys, it's out of reach. Or at least you can make that on your to-do list to do. Before then, you can focus on using a customer testimonial and advertising that to look like it's coming from a person that doesn't have status in your niche, but people will trust and respect that person's opinion because it's not coming from you directly. Therefore, they can trust it. Anybody has happy customers that they can tap into for this to make what they say into a video ad that can sell. Okay? The way that you do this is you find your customer that you want to get a testimonial from, a video testimonial, and you ask, will you do a testimonial for us? And then if they say yes, you get them to make a video of themselves, which you could do this if you want, using like a videographer that could come to them, but for the most part, that's not the way to go, because what looks less polished will be believed more, because again, for this to work, this has to look like it's coming from not a company, because they don't trust marketing messages and ads, but they trust what people say on social media. So you get them to record themselves on an iPhone or Android, whatever, so it looks like they're just giving the review of your product or service on their own accord. And what you do is you give them a list of pre-written questions to just answer. So you're not just going to let them give you a testimonial willy-nilly and that's it. Back in the day, that would look most believable, because somebody giving a testimonial would just record it and then upload it to the internet. Well, now with like TikTok and how easy it is to do video editing, even average people who don't know how to make, high quality video content, they still know how to use the apps to make a more engaging video that has filters and effects and all this stuff on it. So what you do, instead of just getting them to leave a testimonial, you give them a list of questions to answer, so you have a controlled result out of the testimonial that they give. But then on top of that, you can edit that material that they give you to make it more engaging for the user, so that when people see it, it gets them glued to the screen, if you will, because it's engaging too. It's not just boring, some guy talking and real slow and that's it. So you got the right content, then you edit it, and at the end product is a highly engaging video endorsement looking like it's coming from a random user on the internet that says a lot about your product or service and what's specifically good about it. So what you do, like I said, is once you get the customer that you have to agree to a review, you give them the questions to answer on their video review that they make on their phone. The typical run through is going to be something like this. Okay? So question number 1, you'd want them to answer would be, what is, insert the name of your product or service. Which is going to seem odd for testimonial review, but you're going to say you're going to do that so that when it's, people know what, basically you're talking about, that aren't familiar with your product or service yet. So that would be the first question that they answer on camera. Second question would be, what do you like about that product? The next question for them to answer would be, how did the product fix your problem that you had originally, if it applies to you? And of course you're going to tweak this a little bit based upon what exact product or service you have. The next question would be, would you recommend the product to others? And so you can see where I'm kind of going with this. They read through all these questions, you get it back from them, you have a way that you can take the content, mismatch it, edit it out, speed certain parts up to make a really, really good sales video for your company. The end product video that you're going to advertise that's going to work like gangbusters is going to look like an influencer video that was put out by a social media influencer that's on TikTok. So contact me directly if you want some specific examples, because I can give you them. I'm not going to out our client's stuff, but with that said, just go to Facebook or TikTok and see social media influencers that review products, okay? Because they have this down pat. They actually have to review products and get sales for their clients, or to get people to click through their social media shares to get from their audience, to get people to buy, to get an affiliate commission in order to make their business work. So they found on their own formula that works to give an endorsement of a product and make it look convincing and genuine enough to get people that follow them to buy the product that they're reviewing, if that makes sense. And just copy their format, because it works. And if you ask your customers to read through these questions, you could take the content they gave you, the raw content, make it look like what the influencers normally do to sell products for their clients, and end up having something that'll sell your future customers on your product or service really, really well. So basically that's pretty much it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to see what the social media influencers do to review other products, to see the formatting of the video, and then have the customer read off the answers to the questions that you have for them to answer, and then take it to make the video like the influencers, and now you've got a video ad that will work. And like I mentioned before, for this to be very, very convincing, very, very effective. You get that video ad, okay, that works. Now, you go ahead and you set up a brand new YouTube channel for the customer on their behalf, okay, on their behalf. And then, you put some random content on that channel, just like resharing other video content. But then the video testimonial is on that channel as well. So it looks like just that customer had a YouTube channel with their own personal YouTube channel, of which one of the videos is the video testimonial, of which you're going to link that YouTube channel to your Google Ads account so that you can advertise that video on YouTube to whoever you want to put it in front of. And if somebody clicks through and sees ultimately where that video is, it just looks like a random video share from some random person on YouTube, so that they won't think it's a sales pitch. If they think it's a sales pitch, they're not going to trust it. This disguises the sales pitch to look like it's just a testimonial that they've stumbled upon. Even though it's an ad, it's going to look so much like it's just a regular testimonial that their guard will be down enough that you can sell. Same thing on Facebook. On Facebook, what you do, you create a fan page for that customer. You seed it with some random content. You put your share. You share the social share that you want to have to use basically as an ad there, if you will, and then you go ahead and you advertise on behalf of that customer's fan page, so that the ad that the person sees looks like it's an ad coming from that customer's fan page. So it doesn't look like, so instead of coming from your company, it's coming from that person's fan page. And the fan page doesn't look like a fan page, it just looks like some random person's social media page, ultimately. And that's the formula right there. So, if you want to make this super effective, you don't just do this once. You get like 10 customers to do this. Why? What is more effective than seeing a highly convincing customer testimonial video like this, thinking, that's interesting, and you close it out, and then the next day you see another one. And then the day after that you see another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And it's just seemingly endless endorsements of your product or service. There is going to be, if there was any people that you were showing these ads to were skeptical at all left after the first or second time, they're not going to be after they see 10. So, out of all the ways that you can convince somebody that you're legit, what the results you offer is legit, this is the best way that you can do it. Like I said, other than the social media influencer that leads your niche could endorse for you directly, because that would be better yet than this. But the 10 customer testimonials from seemingly random people endorsing your product or service is a close second, and way cheaper, obviously, because you can make a video ad from a customer testimonial like that for $500 worth of a video editor's time or less, and you're done. You got it. And the ads are so effective that once you start advertising them, they probably will generate an ROI right away. I've seen clients who've contacted us who use this method, because I saw most of the time the ideas, by the way, that I get, unfortunately, well, some people may not want to think about this, but I learned from our clients. We got, 20 people contacting our agency a week. I see what they're doing, or they talk about what they're doing, and I'm like, that's what works, great. And then I just add that to my RSL. So I see what they're doing, and I see other people using the strategy more and more, and they're selling products that are not even that great. But because this formula is so great, it still generates an ROI. If you had something that was really, really good, like the product is really good, their service is really good to market, and then you add this lethal formula to sell it, you're going to do extremely well. But even if it's not that amazing, you can still make money with it. So you could do one customer testimonial video, make money, then add 9 more customer testimonial videos to make the most money, and then you've got an engine to make money at your company in terms of putting money into ads and having the return come out the other end. As far as advertising you could do from search engines where people are already looking to buy, this is the most effective ads that you can run outside of search engines that will get immediate results, because people that recommend products or services to people that they trust are going to get a lot of people to just want to buy right away. Of course, you could do other things online, such as if somebody's looking to get a home elevator installed in their house, if they're looking for information about home elevators, you can show up and have content related to that and try to slowly convince the person that, through education, that you are the source of the best home elevator, so that when they buy, they'll buy. And that's an effective means of selling online, but it's not as immediate acting as saying, this company right here has the best home elevators and you should get one because the experience is amazing. That will get somebody who does no prior history and knowledge of your products and services to actually want to buy right away. If out of anything that can work, that works on Facebook and YouTube and so forth itself, it gets immediate results. So anyway, with that said, I'll pretty much wrap it up with that. That's the formula for how to create a video ad that sells like crazy. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. If you have any ad-related question, by the way, I'd be happy to try to answer it for you as a way of just giving back and as a thank you for watching my channel. If you like the channel, by the way, I also have a blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, where if you like the channel, you'll love my written work there, as well as follow me on my column at entrepreneur.com. I've also got great tips there for you to be able to make millions of dollars with your ads online for your business. If you like the video itself, I'd appreciate it if you would give it a like. And if you are looking for somebody to do like stuff that I mentioned on this particular video today, or in general to get your results, I do work with clients. And unlike all the other agencies out there, we do not charge our clients fees until we get your results on your campaigns up front. The catch is you got to have something really great to market. But if you want to see if we can work together, reach out to my firm at guaranteedppc.com. I'll be happy to do an analysis of what you're doing and estimate how much sales results I can get for your company. And of course, what we charge once we get you some initial results. But at the very least, it'd be helpful for you at the bare minimum to just see what should be able to be done in and with your market. So I look forward to for you to reach out to me at my firm and have a conversation about potentially working together. If you are looking for an ad manager, by the way, if you want to get, shortcut your way to success running ads online for your business, instead of doing all the work for yourself, we've got ad templates that, if we've worked in your market, that you can use to just turnkey get results that you're looking for. If we worked, for instance, if you're a plumber, that's one market we worked in. We could take the ad templates that work in your market for, on Facebook, on Google and so forth, and you could copy and paste the ads and the landing pages and everything that work for that market into your own ad account to get the same results we have with none of the work. And you're obviously going to save tons of money with that, given that what we charge for the templates is not much, but with all the money that we got to spend to learn what we learned in that market, you're skipping all of it. And so the templates are going to be a way to basically have instant results, with running ads, just because we got the gold-plated version that works in your market. We've worked in over 100 markets already to this day, and if you want to see if we've worked in your market, you just got to reach out to us. We'll let you know what results we got in your market and what we would charge for the templates. These templates are, by the way, so effective. We got people using the templates to start other side businesses, selling leads, or just starting up side e-commerce businesses, whatever, because they want to do something else. Starting out the business with a working ad template that works, that's the best way to do it. So anyway, if you're interested in that, reach out to me. I'd be happy to speak with you on that subject as well. At guaranteedppc.com is where you can find me for that. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.